Hello and welcome to this evening hatha yoga class. I'm Laura. Thanks for joining me, whether you're live or you are joining in on the replay. It's always an honor to guide you and be a part of your practice and your journey. So for today's practice, you may wish to have a couple of blocks. If you have blocks at home, grab those. You may have foam blocks, you may have cork blocks, you may even use books or very kind of dense cushions to stack on top of each other if necessary. And you may perhaps want a bolster. You don't have to have a bolster. You could also use thicker pillows, even couch cushions, something like that as necessary. So those are optional for tonight's practice. And as you get yourself comfy, I would ask you to start in any position that feels good for your body. So if you'd like to sit cross-legged, like I am, you may wish to grab something like a blanket and place it underneath your sits bones. That can help to elevate the hips a little bit higher than your knees and help to facilitate some opening here in through the pelvis. And as you arrive, whether you are seated or you've chosen to recline on your mat, completely up to you, I will invite you to close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths into your body, inhaling through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. And do this maybe 3 more times, just allowing the events of your day to begin to fade away. Noticing the body perhaps soften and relax a little bit more. If you are seated, you're lengthening the crown of your head toward the sky and letting your shoulders soften down your back. You're keeping a nice tall spine, letting the face relax, throat, jaw, everything release. And if you're reclined, letting the body get heavy and feel supported by the earth. And we begin now to invite our awareness to move inside as we come to follow the breath. So at first we show up as these observers for our practice and notice how we are as we begin. Noticing the rhythm of your breath. Is it quick or shallow? Or is it long and deep? And doing so without any kind of judgment or attachment to how you feel your breath should be. When we begin to meet ourselves where we are with this level of acceptance for what is, we can begin to just detach from all expectations. Letting ourselves be who we are, as we are, not trying to change or alter anything, just merely observing. So as you observe your breath, I'd like you to also notice how you're feeling. What is your mental state? Are there a lot of thoughts going on in the mind, or is it calm in your mind's eye? If you find that there's a lot of thought going on, you can come back to the breath, beginning to deepen it in your body, inviting it down the center of the body, moving in through the nose, down toward the base of your body, the root or the pelvic floor. And then on that exhale, just inviting that breath to move slowly back up and out through the nose. If the mind is really busy, you can count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Or for some of us, we may be tuning into emotion that's present. You can continue to deepen your breath and direct it toward what you're feeling. Notice if there's a tendency to want to pull away from any emotion that's coming up. We as humans often tend to embrace those emotions that are higher vibration, the ones that we feel good about. And then we have this tendency to push away or stuff down those ones that don't make us feel good, the ones that hurt, are emotionally painful. And so as we show up on our mats, we give ourselves the space to feel the full spectrum of whatever needs to be felt. Just breathing into it and letting it be there. And this is the way that we can learn to process our emotions in a healthy way, just being with them, observing them, allowing them to be present, and feeling what we need to feel. For some of us, we may find that it's sensation that's presenting right away. There may be a part of your body that is speaking to you. And in the exact same way, we take our breath and we breathe into it, meeting it with acceptance, whatever that sensation may be. As humans, we not only avoid emotional discomfort or pain, we also avoid physical pain. So if there is uncomfortable sensation in your body, perhaps you can pause and breathe into it. Just allow it to be there. Meet it with acceptance. As we take a few more moments to continue to guide that breath deep into our bodies. Then from here, I invite you to bring your awareness into the third eye area. So it's that point in between your eyebrows, that point of intuition as we come to find an intention for your practice today. And the quote that I have to share with you reads about self-responsibility. This is the topic this evening. Eventually, we all have to accept full and total responsibility for our actions, everything we have done, and everything we have not done. So notice where you are as you present while you're doing this practice. Is there somewhere in your life that perhaps that self-responsibility may help to guide you on your path? Responsible for our actions, our words, the things we have done, and sometimes more importantly, the things we have not done. And take a nice big deep breath into your bodies. And a big exhale and sigh out. Before we begin to move, just take a second to notice, how am I feeling? And then I will invite you, if you are sitting cross-legged, to take the opposite shin forward. If you are reclined, you can stay there for a few moments. And I'd like you to begin to move your body in any way that feels good. So with your eyes closed and your awareness inside, just start to move. What does your body need tonight? How can you listen to the wisdom and the messages that your body has to offer you? And if you are reclined, I will invite you to take your time to come over onto one side and join us in a seat. If you are practicing from a chair tonight, you can always stay seated in your chair, just firmly planting the feet into the earth if you're not coming down to the mat. And from here, we'll all find a nice tall spine. So we'll bring our awareness to the tailbone at the base of our spine, draw our bellies back slightly, and begin to lengthen the crown upward as if there was a string pulling the crown of your head a little bit higher. You're getting broader across the front and the back of the heart. And then letting our shoulders sink down gently. We're going to begin by squeezing the ears and shoulders toward each other as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll let the shoulders drop. So we inhale, squeeze, up, 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 retain the breath. And exhale, release. To do that a few more times, squeeze as tightly as you can, shoulders and ears together. Then let them relax. Two more. Last one. Good. From here, we'll begin to take the chin gently down toward the chest. Begin to roll one ear toward the shoulder, keeping the shoulders soft and the blades gliding down your back as you move from side to side, just in a gentle half circle, tucking the chin down and rolling toward one side, chin back to center, and to the other side. So tension in our head and our neck often leads to tension in our shoulders and down the arms all the way to the hands. So just begin by releasing a little bit of what we're holding here. Good. As your head comes over to the left next time, I want you to just hold the head over gently. You can stay exactly as you are. You have the option to deepen things slightly if you wish by taking that left hand and gently wrapping it around toward the right temple. And just letting some of the weight of the arm soften and maybe draw your head down gently, making sure you're not pulling, you're just resting the hand by the temple. You can walk those fingertips on the earth away as you lean a little bit closer to your shoulder for those last two breaths, only if you need a little bit more. Last one. And then let's go ahead and take the hand, if it's on the head, and just move it to the opposite temple, help the head back up. Pause for a moment. We'll begin to take the head gently back and side to side again. Just keeping the shoulders soft, the abdominals gently engaged, so that your spine is nice and long and supported. Good. As you're ready, coming over this time to the opposite side, to your right. Just letting the head gently move toward the shoulder, letting the shoulder soften away. You can use those options to add on a little bit if you wish, walking those left fingertips away, maybe taking those right fingertips over to that left temple. And just taking a couple slow, deep breaths. And letting the head, the shoulders, everything relax, making sure you're not pulling with that top hand. Taking one more nice deep breath. As you're ready, fingertips come over to that right temple, head comes back to neutral. Just pause for a moment, maybe go ahead and roll the shoulders a couple times forward and back. Maybe you can feel a little more space between your shoulders and your ears already. Good. From here, we'll begin to bring some movement in through the waist and the hips. So just begin to circle gently. And as you come forward, open your heart space. And as you come back, pull your belly back and round in. So we bring this spinal extension and flexion into this gentle movement that begins to connect us with our hips. Keeping the eyes closed if you're comfortable with that. Last circle in this direction. And then going ahead as you're ready and moving in the other direction. Opening the heart, opening the back of the heart as you roll inward, just for a couple more. Beginning to get some heat building in our bodies and using that spinal flexion and extension to create a little bit of heat in our core as well. Last one. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to go ahead and take that left hand across the body over onto that right thigh and take the other hand in behind. As you inhale, lengthen the crown to the sky. And as you exhale, gently spin your belly around to a gentle twist. Inhale, lengthen, get a little longer. Shoulders sink down. Exhale, draw the belly around just a little further. One more breath. Inhale finds length and space. Exhale, we move into that space. Your next inhale, let's go ahead and move to the other side. Right hand grabs onto the thigh. Inhale and lift and lengthen. Sink the shoulders down. As you exhale, spin yourself gently over to the left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. You can use a little bit of pressure with your hand on your thigh to draw you around for that last breath. As you inhale next, we'll come to neutral. So from here, let's go ahead and extend the legs on the mat. Bending the knees, you can remove any props underneath you if you wish, or just keep them handy as necessary. Plant the hands down into the earth and spread the fingers as wide as you possibly can. If it's better for your shoulders to have the fingertips pointing in behind, completely up to you. I like to keep mine pointing toward my body. I find I can get a little bit more space in my chest and my shoulders. So from here, we'll lengthen the crown and we'll begin to let the knees gently move from side to side, taking the gaze in the opposite direction. And I want you to feel as you roll across your sits bones, maybe you can come in contact with some of those tight spots that we carry kind of in the glutes, up at that hamstring glute attachment. Right in your bum, and just see if you can pause, maybe if you come onto kind of a tight spot or a knot, and just take a breath or two there. Good, last one each side. Good, from here we're going to find a diamond shape with our legs. So find that diamond shape, pressing the soles of the feet together, and take it into a little bit of a wider diamond. So if you need to take some blocks and put them underneath your knees for a little bit of additional support, or cushions, pillows, whatever you have, that can be helpful. So sitting up nice and tall, we're engaging through the core, pushing the feet gently together. And as we inhale, we'll lift our arms up to the sky. As we exhale, I want to find cactus arms. Elbows in alignment with the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen the crown. And as you exhale, gently hinge forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, reach for the sky. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, hinge forward, lead with your heart. Inhale up and reach. Exhale down and fold. A couple more times. See if you can close your eyes. Get long on the inhale, reach for the sky. As you exhale, hinge forward at the waist, feeling that length in the spine. Last one. Lift and lengthen. Pushing the feet together as you exhale, hinge forward. And let the hands gently release down to your legs, wherever is available. Maybe it's on the shins or the calves or thighs. Maybe it's down toward the feet. We're going to take 3 big deep breaths. As we push our feet together, we're going to inhale and lengthen the crown forward, shoulders down our backs. And as we exhale, we're going to lead with our hearts coming a little bit closer down into that fold. Full inhale, full exhale. Let's do that one more time. And the next inhale, we'll slowly stack the spine, one vertebra at a time as we come up. Just resting our hands down by our side or in between the legs in that diamond shape, taking one full deep breath. Keeping the support on the legs if necessary. You're going to take and press your right hand into the earth, or you could use one of your props. And then take that left hand up toward the sky. From here, we're going to reach overhead, coming over to the right. As you inhale, come up. Pressing that hand down into the earth. Exhale, keep your sits bones on the earth. Reaching over. See if you can explore that a few more times, just moving back and forth. Last one. Beautiful. As you inhale next, come back up. Let's bring that hand down. Place it in the center and reach this time with the right. Let the exhale fold you over, opening up that right side waist. Inhale, lift. Fingers spread wide, reach for the sky, shoulders softening down. Exhale over. Maybe you can close your eyes and just gently move back and forth. Feeling that length from the hip all the way up the side of the waist to the armpit. Couple more. Beautiful. As you inhale, come back up. Both hands come down. Sit up nice and tall. Take your hands to the outside of your thighs and just help them in toward each other. We're going to take our time to come onto our hands and knees now. If you do have blocks, you may wish to move them up toward the front of your mat. And from here, we'll come into tabletop. So if you're not coming onto hands and knees today, this can be done in your chair with those cat-cows. As you inhale, you're going to close your eyes, bring your awareness to the base of your spine, and slowly lengthen as you get long in the front of the body until the heart lifts and the crown rises. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone underneath and slowly begin to round from the base of the spine, low spine, mid spine, upper spine. And just begin to let that grow as your body responds. Calling on those main 6 energy centers in our bodies to get that heat flowing, that energy moving. Last couple. Coming back to neutral. We're going to slowly go ahead. Press down through that right hand and lift your left arm up to the sky. As you exhale next, I want you to thread that arm underneath all the way over to the right, taking the shoulder down toward the earth or onto a block. We're going to come up and down a few times. So as you inhale, you reach, press down through the bottom hand, reach up through the top. And as you exhale, come on into the fold. One more time. Find that length, get really, really long across the front of the heart. And then as you exhale, come in for the hold if that's okay for your body. Taking your shoulder down to the earth or a block and head down to the earth or a block. You may wish to stay here, pressing the shoulder down into the earth. Maybe using this opposite arm, your left hand here, right hand as leverage to spin you around. You could always reach up for the sky or bend that top elbow, take the hand to the sacrum at the base of the spine. Going to take a few deep breaths here. Final option is to take and extend that right leg out to the side, coming onto the ball of the foot or the entire foot. Take 2 more breaths. Bringing the top arm back down to the earth and the leg back in. If you have extended it, engage through your core and slowly unthread, reaching for the sky. As you exhale next, take the hands down to the earth. Let's come back into a brief child's pose, sinking our sits bones back toward our heels. In child's pose, you can even take your knees wide. You can bring them together or some variation in between so that you can sink the heart down. We'd like your third eye area to be contacting something, so maybe you'll make a fist or two or bring one of your props in underneath the head if that area isn't contacting anything. And as you breathe here, see if you can breathe into the back of your body. So feel the back of the ribs expand. Feel the side of the ribs expand as all that air moves into your diaphragm. And as you exhale, feel all that air move out and your body soften. Going to take 2 more breaths here. Might feel good to shift the hips from side to side if you haven't already. Just to check in. And then as you're ready, take your time. Slowly come back into that tabletop position. Knees hip width apart, feet in alignment with the knees. And we're going to thread the opposite side. So as you're ready, it will be the left hand this time that will root into the earth, and your right will reach. Get nice and long. And then as you exhale, thread underneath. Shoulder toward the earth, head toward the earth. We'll come up and down a couple more times. So find your length on the inhale. And then as you exhale, that bottom arm glides across and you can feel that gentle twist opening between the shoulder blades. Last one. And as you thread this time, once again, bringing the shoulder and the head down to the earth or a prop beneath you. You can find any of those variations that feel good for you now. So if you would like to extend that left leg out to the side, or if you'd like to extend that left arm up to the sky, Bend the elbow. Take the hand to the back of the sacrum, base of the spine. You can do that as well. So wherever you are, you're making sure there's really very little weight, if any, on the head. Definitely nothing on the neck. You're pressing down gently through the shoulder and you're drawing the top shoulder back, creating a little bit of leverage here to move into that twist. Going to take 2 more breaths, just as you are. Remember, always anything shooting, stabbing, electrical, we're going to avoid that at all costs. So listen to your body. Your body is always the most intuitive guide. Last breath. Good. If that top arm has left the mat, please bring it back down. Draw the leg back in. If it's extended, push into the hand on the earth and then slowly unthread, reaching for the sky. And then as you exhale, hand comes down. I want you to just take the hips from side to side a couple times. It might also be forward and back. Just exploring that movement a little bit in your body. Noticing into that space that you've created so far. So from here, we're going to go ahead and find our blocks or your props, whatever you're using, so that you can bring your right foot forward between your hands. Now, if you were using a chair, the chair could slide underneath your front thigh so that your back knee wouldn't be on the earth if you're avoiding being on your knees. And remember, you have 3 heights of your blocks. So highest height will help to keep our chest and our tummy up off our thigh. And this is where I'd like us to begin. You can always use some extra padding for your back knee as well if you need it. So from here, we're going to begin to shift slowly back and forth a couple times, keeping the toes on the earth and sinking into the front thigh, back and forth. Last one. As you come forward, I'm going to invite you to hold, if that's okay for your body. And take a couple of deep breaths there, please. Take one more breath. And then from here, I want you to scoop your belly up off your thigh, and if it feels okay, reach the arms up to the sky. Sinking a little bit deeper in. Nice firm core, spin the pinkies in, sink the shoulders down. If you're a little bit tighter, open wide. Taking one more inhale. And on the exhale, we'll bring the hands down to the blocks. Tuck the back toes in underneath. Firm up your core and slowly lift the back knee. Coming into a runner's lunge. Take a full inhale breath. Lengthen the crown forward. Exhale it out. Next inhale, you're going to drop that back foot down to the earth. Scoop your belly in and come up through a warrior 2, opening the arms wide. Take 2 deep breaths in your warrior, reaching out the fingertips, sinking into that front thigh, pressing into the back foot so the weight is relatively even. And we'll take one more breath. You're going to slowly bring that back arm forward, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, bring the hands down and the knee down. Beautiful. Sink your sits bones back. Draw your toes toward you as you slide that front foot forward a little more and bring the blocks in. And then let's go ahead and bow over the front leg. As you inhale, you're going to come up, shoulders back, tummy in. Exhale, lead with your heart, bowing forward. Keep actively drawing the toes toward you, pushing through the heel. Last one. Hold here if that's okay for your body. Couple nice, slow, deep breaths. Last one. Beautiful. As you inhale, slowly come back up. Sink into that front thigh. And then as you're ready, we're going to just slowly walk that left foot in alignment with that left knee and extend the right leg out to the side with the foot on the earth. Go ahead and take a block or a prop to that left side of your body. And as you inhale now, reach the arm to the sky and overhead. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then slowly inhale up. Transitioning over. We're going to slowly make our way to the opposite side. So you're going to bend that right knee in, and it will be your left foot that will slide forward into that lunge. So taking your time to get there, using the necessary props if you need them. Blocks or props framing the front foot will help you get a little bit higher. Scooping the belly up off of the thigh, lengthening the crown, and beginning to gently shift back and forth. As you come forward, make sure that the knee doesn't pass in front of the ankle. So you want your knee and your ankle in alignment. And then slowly shifting back. Just forward and back a few times as we sink into this side. Last one. Next time we come forward, you have the option to hold if you wish. Taking a couple breaths, sinking the shoulders down, if it's available to you. Let's go ahead and inhale the arms to the sky, and this time we'll find cactus arms, opening across the chest, bending at the elbows, shining your heart to the sky as you sink into the front hip and feel that back hip flexor in the front of your body opening. You want to challenge yourself for the next couple breaths, close your eyes. Stay strong, pushing in through the front foot. Core is slightly engaged, and your shoulder blades are moving apart on your back, so you're creating a little bit more space. Last breath. Good, finishing off your exhale. Slowly taking the hands down onto the blocks, tucking the back toes in underneath, and lifting the back knee, coming through a runner's lunge. Holding here for a breath. Finding length in the spine. And then when you're ready, taking the back foot down to the earth as we sink in and come to open into a warrior two. Bending deeply into that front thigh, sinking the shoulders down, taking your gaze over your front palm. Middle finger area. Take 2 nice, big, strong, deep breaths, just as you are. Both hands in alignment with your shoulders. Last one. As you're ready, backhand comes forward. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Find those blocks. One more time. Sink the bottom knee down. Sits bones sink back. Draw your toes in toward you. Draw the blocks in, maybe sliding that front leg forward a little bit, remaining active in the leg. Leading with the heart as you inhale. And then on the exhale, bowing gently forward, finding space up the back of that leg. Inhale, find length, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, pull the belly back and bow down. One more time. And we can hold for a couple breaths if you like, or continue to move. Remain active in this foot, toes drawing toward you, heel pressing away. Take 2 more breaths. Good, on the next inhale, pressing into those blocks, drawing the navel in, slowly bringing this foot back down to the earth as we walk our props around and take that right foot and align it with the right knee. Excuse me, so now we're opening up wide on the mat once again. Planting that extended leg foot, so left foot into the earth. That left arm will rise, and we'll slowly find some space in the side of our waist. Coming up and down a couple times. Keep reaching. Last one. Reach and lengthen. Exhale it over. Take a couple of breaths. Finish the exhale. Slowly inhale your way up. Beautiful. From here, we're just going to come on to the forearms for a moment. Spreading the fingers as wide as you possibly can. And then just shifting your sits bones from side to side a couple of times, front and back, side to side, just coming up off the wrists. So we're using our forearms here in a little bit of a circular motion. Good, and then from here, we're going to go ahead, straighten our legs and come to lie down on our tummies. You could have a block a blanket or a prop underneath you if you find that, excuse me, pressing the hips into the earth is uncomfortable for you. I'd like you to go ahead and align your elbows either slightly in front of your shoulders, or if it's available to you, you begin to draw the elbows in slightly. Maybe they come in alignment with the shoulders, maybe not, doesn't matter. From here, the legs start wide, especially if you're a little tighter in your low spine, keep the legs wide. You're going to press the tops of your feet into the earth. You're going to press the thighs down. You're going to draw the belly back slightly so that you're protecting the spine. And then on your inhale, lift and lengthen the heart upward, pressing down into the forearms and down into the hands. Take one full breath. And then as you exhale, let everything soften and round. One full breath. Next inhale, engage through the low body, pull the core back, lift and lengthen. Take 2 full breaths. Shining the heart forward, shoulders back, crown up. And then slowly let the head relax. 2 breaths. Last one. Inhale, low body engages. Lengthen from the low spine. Let's take 3 breaths. Last one. Slowly begin to let your body come all the way down to the earth. You could stack your hands if you wish, taking the crown down to the hands or turning the head in one direction or the other as you come to relax down. Taking a couple of breaths here. I'm going to invite you to bend your knees now, soles of the feet to the sky, and just begin to take those feet from side to side, rolling across the front of the pelvis in a reverse windshield wiper, just for a little release of your low spine. As we return to neutral, and extend your legs, draw your hands in beneath you. Gently help yourself up. Now you can come into a really nice wide-legged child's pose if you like. Just taking your knees as wide as your mat, sinking your sits bones back and taking the crown down. Or if it would feel good for you right now, a downward facing dog could also be a finishing posture here, spreading the fingers as wide. And I'd like you to take your hands wide and your feet wide as you come to sink back, scoop the belly in and come up into the dog. So wherever you are, take a few breaths. You can be static, you can be moving. This is really just a kind of a final opportunity to check in here before we prepare to finish up your practice this evening. So notice, how's my body feeling? Can I take some breath? Send it into whatever sensation is coming up for me. Let's take one more breath, please. And then as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and come to a seat as we finish up. Now, if you had something for beneath your sits bones, like a blanket, you might wish to use it. And if you do have some extra props, like a cushion and maybe a block, please bring them nearby. So coming up and extending your legs long in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and grab these props if you have them. We're going to move into a forward fold. So the props can be very, very helpful because we are looking to bring the props to our body as opposed to our body toward the props. So I've taken a block on the third height setting and I will take this cushion, likely, and just rest it here for me to fold into. Now, depending on how open you are, you may use the block on a different height and almost create like a little bit of a ledge. You may take the legs wider if that's better for your body, or some of us may rest the prop right on our bodies. Completely up to you. So we're going to inhale and find some length. And then as we exhale, we're going to bow forward, sweeping for the toes. As you inhale, come to the sky. Find that length. As you exhale, lead with the heart, bow forward. One more time, and then if you wish to hold, feel free to hold or to continue moving, whatever works best for your body. And from here, we may wish to take this a little bit more yin, so just letting our bodies fold and soften and round. So no more need to have any muscular energy engaging here, really just letting everything relax. If you have blocks, you prefer to come to a block, feeling free. And we're just inviting our bodies to soften now so that we can feel into the sensation that's created in this fold. Going to take 3 more breaths, please. Finish off your exhale and just very gently draw your belly back and come up slowly, one vertebra at a time, till you come to a tall seat. And take a moment to feel. From here, we're going to go ahead and just slowly come to lie back on your mats, bringing with you any necessary props if you need a blanket for the head. I'd like you to go ahead and lie straight back, taking your time. Stack the knees over the hips. And then let's go ahead and cross the left thigh over the right. So from here, this may be lots. You could grab onto the shins if that's available to you. You could grab onto the back of the thighs. For some of us, we can grab onto the feet and open them out to the side. But I want you to make sure that your low belly is drawing back so that you're protecting your spine. A little bit of a deeper hip opener here. Just be mindful wherever you are. We're going to take 2 more breaths. Good. Finish off that exhale. Release the feet. You're going to take the sole of that right foot down to the earth. You're going to shimmy your hips over to the left a little bit, and then go ahead and let that top knee fall over to the right as you open the arms out to the side. So you can bend the elbows into a cactus if you wish. You can extend the arms straight out in a T. Your gaze can be up toward the sky or in one direction or the other. And see if you can let your shoulders sink back. And breathe into the length of your spine here as we find that final recline twist to help open up the body even further. Twisting also really good for digestion and elimination. Helps to move things through our digestive system. We're going to take 2 more breaths here, please. Just letting your body melt back into the earth. Finish that exhale. And then as you bring your head back to center, gently engage the core. Legs come back. I'm going to extend them up to the sky. Maybe point and flex the toes a couple times. Roll the ankles. And then go ahead and cross that right thigh over your left, bending the knees. Finding your bind, whether it be on your thighs, your shins, your feet. Low belly pressing backward to ensure the low spine is connected with the earth. And we let the upper body relax back. Maybe drawing those knees in towards your body a little more, just to intensify things a little in the outer hip as necessary. Remember, your body is your guide. So let's take 3 more breaths. Last one. And then when you're ready, please release the legs. Sole of that left foot comes to the earth. Shimmy your hips over to the right a little bit. And then slowly come into the twist over to your left side. Whatever arm variation works for you is perfect. As you sink and settle in and take some breaths to find that space in your spine, just letting everything soften. You can always use supports underneath your knees if you'd like, from your blocks or your blankets, pillows, anything else that you have. I'm going to take 2 more breaths now. And as you're ready, just go ahead and slowly bring the head back to neutral. Use the strength of your core to bring your legs back. Unbinding the legs and just finding any final movements that maybe would feel good for your body. Maybe it's knees side to side a couple times. Maybe it's taking a nice long body stretch with the arms away and pressing the feet away. And then as you come to lie back, excuse me, I want you to take a big deep inhale. And then I want you to squeeze every muscle in your body from your toes all the way to the crown of your head. Squeeze in through the hands, the face, the legs, the torso. And then as you exhale, let everything go. 2 more times. Use your inhale. Fill with breath. Squeeze as tightly as you can. Hold the breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Last one. Big inhale. Squeeze tightly. Pause. And as you exhale, let go. And from here, I invite you to settle in for a few minutes into your final relaxation. So please make sure your body is supported. You might wish to have a pillow underneath your head. You may wish to take a block or your cushion underneath your knees. I will invite you just to take a big deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. And give yourself permission now to take a few minutes as you allow your body to integrate all of the benefits, all of the magic of your practice tonight, or whenever you're doing this. When we do that through stillness. So as we come back to that self-responsibility, I share the quote with you one more time as we close. Eventually, we all have to accept fully and totally responsibility for our actions, everything we have done, and everything we have not done. So wishing you acceptance on your journey, because it's from this space of acceptance that we can all make healthy, lasting, necessary changes and move forward. I invite you to stay where you are for as long as you can. Thank you for joining me, whether you are live or you are watching the replay. It's always an honor. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon. Much love. Namaste.